Icarus, you're finally back. Golden plumes celebrate the new year, feathers falling in pursuit of light. As the powerful captain of the Mook Squad, Icarus has finally met with us. This is a scene where Chief Saraga meets with Icarus. But where are they located? In some film and television works, elders usually choose to meet their children in the conference hall, or in a private space that holds secrets. The scene here is no exception. If you look closely, you will find that the place where Icarus arrived after entering the door is actually not a closed room. It is rather a passage. Inside, there is not even lighting or decoration. If you look even closer, you will notice that behind the screen in front of the chieftain, there is a door. What could be behind this door? Let's make a bold guess. Icarus is an unfortunate child. His mother is no longer here. His younger brother is also lying in the recuperation cabin. The only surviving father always assumes the position of the clan leader. He strictly demands and orders him to do things. Icarus can't even feel the love of family affection. From the simulacrum file, we can see that. The origin of Icarus' eccentric clothing. Inheriting his mother's will. Opposing his father's dogma. Icarus' clothing style is undoubtedly a tribute to his mother. So, what secret does the name Icarus hold? I've noticed that there are more and more Tower Pulp scholars recently. It seems that Xiaofeng's role in sparking interest has been achieved. I see, then I will not hesitate to quote it as well. Icarus comes from Greek mythology. He was the son of Daedalus. During their escape from the island, they made wings out of feathers and wax. However, Icarus, during the flight, due to his excitement, kept climbing higher and higher. But the wax melted in a high temperature. The higher he flew, the faster the wax melted. In the end, the wax completely melted, leaving him without any support. Feathers quickly scattered. The wings also fell apart. Icarus fell to his death from high altitude. The design inspiration for the Tower of Fantasy also comes from this. The House of Saraga worships the sun. Icarus has also been chasing the light. And his light is his dream. From the PV introduction, we can see that Icarus has paid a lot in pursuit of his own dream. It is very likely that it was the death of his mother and the coma of his younger brother. Only this kind of varying of family affection can make him determined to ignore the opinions of others. He firmly implements his mother's will. Icarus' dressing is also a kind of self-redemption. He didn't fulfill his filial duty to his mother when she was alive. He only felt regretful after losing her. This also confirms one of our old sayings. Parents may not live long enough to be supported by their children. This also explains the origin of Icarus' unconventional attire. Let's go back to the original question. What could be behind the door? I speculate that it could possibly be Icarus' mother. As is well known, in the Tower of Fantasy, any character with a certain status can also be found with a physical body. They won't die, but instead will lie in various recovery pods. Shirley is no exception. Alice is no exception. Claudia is no exception. Talos is also the same. Icarus' mother is also likely the same. A large amount of information is displayed on the screen in front of the clan leader. If this is just a control system for a door, it doesn't need to be so complicated. So I think the screen in front is displaying more than just the door's controls. It also shows various information about the room behind the door. There is another reason why I make this guess. The reason is the possibility of the location. Why did the clan leader choose to meet Icarus here? As mentioned before, usually elders would choose to meet their children in a conference hall or a private space. This place may have some secrets hidden within. This is not a spacious and bright hall. If there is a hall behind the door, there is no need to meet his son in the corridor. Therefore, this place can only be a private space. And it may have some secrets hidden within. For Icarus, that is. Undoubtedly, his own mother is the one who can touch him the most deeply. Of course, there's also a possibility here. Let's look at it from the opposite perspective. Behind the door is the outside of the entire room. Icarus came to visit his younger brother. So the position where the clan leader stands is actually the entrance of the room. Icarus was the one who came out of the room. But in that case, the display screen would be a bit inconsistent. Who would put such a large and complicated screen right in the middle of the doorway? Moreover, the direction of the screen is facing inside. There is a small detail in this meeting scene. Pay attention to Icarus' movements. After entering the door, there is a close-up of him making a fist. At first, I thought he was dissatisfied with his father, speculating about the misfortune of his mother and younger brother, all related to the man in front of him. This can also explain why there is such a deep estrangement between the father and son, even to the point where Icarus opposes his father's doctrine, deliberately going against him. But in the following conversation, Icarus' voice is unusually calm, and there is no significant change in his gaze or expression. So clenching his fist can be interpreted in another way. The time point when this PV event happened. It is after the Mook Squad's arrival at Vera. Icarus returned to Hykros to report his work. This plot is also mentioned in the main storyline. It happened before the attack on the number 10 outpost. Icarus' mother passed away. His younger brother is unconscious. If he doesn't have any other brothers, the burden of the family will fall solely on him. This return is likely to be for reconciliation with his father, taking on the responsibility that he should bear. This is also mentioned in the copy of Icarus. Nor will he evade any responsibility imposed on him by me. But I feel that the previous Icarus may not have been like this. It was the experience of the Mook Squad that made him more mature. The transformation of Icarus may be one of the highlights of character development. The death of the mother and the coma of the younger brother caused him to undergo a huge change, brought about significant growth. Let's talk about Icarus' weapon. Precious One. Fans of Fire Force will definitely be familiar with it. Isn't this just a yo-yo? It's quite surprising that the Illusion Tower can break the shackles on weapons. But is it reasonable? Who would use a yo-yo as a weapon? Here we need to pay attention to this weapon. What is the origin of the Precious One? Apart from its exaggerated appearance, what is more eye-catching are the patterns on its surface. If compared to Icarus' second-order form, there will be a strong sense of similarity. The color design is the same, and there's a very strong sense of unity. All of this makes people feel that Piguang Lingyu is related to Icarus' family. So I speculate that this weapon should be The same as the origin of the Shadow Weave of Lin. Both are inherited from their respective families. Although it feels more like a yo-yo to us. But don't forget that there was also a type of hidden weapon in ancient times. It's called Shwedizi, Blood Drop. It is also thrown out with a chain. And it can be used to manipulate things. It also has considerable killing power. Thinking about it this way, doesn't it make sense for the yo-yo to be used as a weapon then? There's still a mystery in this PV, which is Icarus' younger brother, Talos. Talos also appears in Greek mythology. He is the nephew of Daedalus. His talents far exceeded those of ordinary people. Even without Daedalus' help, he still made a name for himself with his own abilities. He gained countless praises from people. This also made Daedalus jealous. And he cruelly killed his own nephew. But the truth was eventually revealed. He was forced to flee. Next, it's time for the Minotaur to appear. I see many people saying that Talos is a Minotaur. That would be confusing the two. During his escape, Daedalus arrived at the island of Crete. Here he met King Minos. He was commissioned to build a residence with a labyrinth. And this residence was intended for the Minotaur, the bull-headed creature, to inhabit. Noted, there are two different names mentioned. It was actually Daedalus' nephew, Talos. The name of the bull-headed creature is the Minotaur. Yes, Talos is a Minotaur. Based on this story as a clue, we can also find the source of that subtle sense of disharmony in the PV. Is Talos really the biological brother of Icarus? He is lying in the infirmary, although his face is covered by a mask. However, we can still tell from his hairstyle and facial features that he matches some of the common models used in the game. This also suggests that Icarus and Talos do not share a similar appearance. Either they are half-brothers with the same father but different mothers, or they are brothers with no blood relation. Of course, this is just speculation. Further intelligence is needed to confirm this. Icarus mentioned that he once gazed at the stars together with Talos. And he wants to help Talos retrieve his wings. What exactly is Icarus searching for? Why did Talos fall into a coma? A person is mentioned here. Dr. Joaquin. A person from Hykros unexpectedly appeared in the PV. To confirm whether this is a model reuse, I immediately went to Hykros to investigate. I found that the models of the two are exactly the same, especially the patterns on the back of their hands, since the possibility of model reuse has been ruled out. Then Dr. Joaquin is also a member of the Serica family. What is his reason for being here? Some people think he looks like a butler, but I don't think so. First of all, if he is a butler, he wouldn't appear frequently in Hykros. Secondly, his appearance here seems more like he is here for treating Talos, since Talos is lying in the recuperation cabin. Then the person in charge here is likely to be Dr. Joaquin, being personally treated by Dr. Joaquin. This makes me question the reason for my brother's coma, and what Icarus is doing right now. Searching for the existence of the Hive Mother. Is Talos' coma also related to the gray area? There is actually a lot of content showcased in this Icarus PV. The appearance of the Serica family. This indicates that the actual ruler of the 9th district of Hegard is likely to be the Elder Council, composed of aristocratic families, and the Serica family worships the sun. This further indicates that there is a religious influence behind Hegard. But I'm also very curious. When technology has advanced enough to allow for migration to a second Earth, why would there still be families that worship the sun? In this technological context, it is impossible to deify the sun with traditional perspectives in this context. To still worship the sun despite knowing that it is not a god. The only reason I can think of is energy. Whether it is the Earth before migration or the planet Eta after migration, it has always been mired in the quagmire of energy problems. The Serica family's admiration for the sun. It also reflects the current situation on Earth indirectly. It is highly likely that there is an extreme shortage of energy. Only under such circumstances will the sun, which has a vast amount of energy, become an object of worship. Since Hykros has already appeared in the Serica family, will the other families be far behind? From Meryl to Lin, and then to Icarus, the families behind the scenes gradually emerge. What kind of composition will the Norn Federation be? Who was the actual ruler before the cataclysm? At first, I thought all the colonizers were pioneers. After discovering a new planet, they shoulder the heavy responsibility of cultivation. But from the current intelligence, the family also participated in the first wave of immigration. Will this be a new round of territorial competition? Oops, I went off topic again. Let's get back to talking about Icarus. In his design, not only did he use peculiar clothing, but he also extensively used elements of chains. Icarus is a light seeker. He perseveres forward in pursuit of his dreams. Those chains are like the shackles of the mundane world. And he is the one who breaks tradition. Alright, that's it for this episode. Follow Xiaofeng. Take you to experience a different tower of fantasy.